Hey guys! This will be my first update for my Pan That palette. And spoiler alert, you're probably gonna feel a little bored, maybe. It's not that exciting of an update. It's kind of disappointing, but you know, I warned you about that in my intro. So, can't say I didn't tell you so. Anyways, first I'm going to discuss my baby palette. And this is my Clinique Duo, and this has the shades Fawn Satin and Starry Rose. I haven't used these a whole lot. I usually just use my Pan That palette. However, I have used it a few times. Usually when I use these, I'm just doing a simple look, and I use just these, aside from Strange, of course, to set my base. But I think I've used this once in conjunction with my Pan That palette, and I use this shade as a lid shade, and that's about it. I haven't used this a whole lot, but I have used it some, and I've made some progress, I guess. Not a whole lot, but then again, there's not a whole lot of progress on my palette either. So, if you don't already know, I'm panning the Naked 3 palette this year. Like I told you, not that exciting. Yep. Soak it in, guys. There's nothing to soak in. Okay. So, first off, we have Strange, and I've probably used this one the most because I use it every time I do my makeup, assuming that I'm doing eyeshadow. I think there might have been 2 times where I didn't use Strange, and that's just because I wasn't really doing any eyeshadow. I just did some eyeliner, and I think I used my face powder to set my primer. Usually I do use Strange. Next we have Dust, and I did use that today. It's pretty glittery though, you know, but it's a really pretty color. I don't know. Next we have Burnout. I have also used that a fair amount of times. Limit. I use Limit almost every time I do my eyeshadow. I use it as my crease color, and it's really pretty. I like it a lot. Sorry, I had like a gob of lipstick on the corner of my mouth. No idea when that got there. Sorry about that if you were seeing that and it was bothering you. So, Limit, I use that in my crease. Buzz. I haven't used this one a whole lot. It's not that I like it, or it's not that I don't like it. It's just that, I don't know, when I'm using a lid shade, if I want something that's really light, I go for Dust. If I want something that's just a good solid lid color, I go for Burnout. If I want something a little warmer, I use Trick. And if I want something a little bolder, I use Mugshot or Liar. But this one is just, it's a great color. It really is. It's kind of reminds me of Burnout. It's just a little bit darker, but you know, whatever. There's so many lid shades in this palette that, you know, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that I just happen to have not used it much. Next is Trick, and like I said, I have used this a few times whenever I'm looking for a warmer, excuse me, whenever I'm looking for a warmer, more peachy shade. Next is Nooner, and I do use this just about every time I do my makeup, and I use this to deepen up the crease and use as an outer V color. Next we have Liar, and I also use this on occasion, not all the time. I typically gravitate towards one of these colors, but I do use this sometimes if I want a more bold look and a darker lid shade. Next is Factory. Factory, I have not used a whole lot. I've used it a few times as an outer V color, but not a whole lot. Mugshot, I also have not used much. I've used it sometimes on occasion, maybe as like an outer lid color or like an outer V color, but not a whole lot. Dark Side, I actually really enjoy. It looks just like really boring gray in the pan, and I'm not a fan of gray. However, on the eyes, it pulls really pink, and it just flows so well with the rest of the shades in the palette. And I really do enjoy it, and I've been using it quite a bit as an outer V color. And the very last color is Dark Heart. And I've been watching Jessica's channel. I recently subscribed to her, and I'm actually going through some of her older videos and watching them in order. And I'm watching her pan this palette, and according to her, this shade is called Black Heart, which is very weird to me because mine is called Dark Heart. And at first I'm like, okay, maybe she just misspoke, but then she kept doing it. And then in one of her video clips, she showed us a close-up, and I saw that hers does indeed say Black Heart. So that's a little confusing. I don't know what that's about, but mine is called Dark Heart. It's Dark Heart. But regardless, it doesn't matter that much, but I have used this several times in the outer V. I do find that this can get dark very fast. It's a very pigmented shadow, and it's something you definitely have to be careful with it. And I also tried one time to use it as an eyeliner. That was interesting. I didn't mind it, but at the same time I have eyeliners that I can use as eyeliner. I don't need to use a shadow as eyeliner. So, yeah. Anyways, it's slightly disappointing how little progress I have. But then again, I can't expect much when I don't use it that often. You know, I don't do my makeup every day. If I did, I'm sure it would go a lot faster. So it's kind of disappointing that I don't have progress, like at all. But I'm still enjoying using this palette. The shades are gorgeous. I feel like they flatter me fairly well. And I don't know. I'm enjoying using the palette, So let's go over what I'm wearing right now. If you notice the foundation's broken up on my nose, I apologize. Please just ignore that. That's because I wear glasses. I haven't found a way to make that not happen. So anyways, what I'm wearing right now, obviously I'm wearing Strange to set my base, and I'm also using it as an inner corner and brow bone highlight. It's not shimmery, so you can't notice it. You don't notice it that much. However, it still has a slight sheen to it, so I feel like it still works okay as a highlight. It's not my favorite. I prefer to use a shimmery highlight, but it does work pretty well, and I think it looks nice. I used Limit in my crease. I used Nooner to deepen up the crease a little bit, and I focused it more towards the outer V. And then I used Dark Side, and I put that on the outer portion of my lid and the inner portion. And then I mixed Dust and Burnout, and I put that in the center of my lid. So I did kind of a halo look, I guess. I don't know, I've never done that before. Typically I just put darker colors like farther up and farther out, and then I put the lighter colors more towards the inner corner and lower on the lid. But I decided to try a halo look this time, and I think it turned out pretty nice. And excuse the eyeliner, me and eyeliner do not get along. But I think my look looks pretty cute. Not the cutest. I'm not a makeup artist, but I think I did all right. I forgot to mention, for Nooner, I also found a new use for it. I'm actually using it today in my eyebrows. Like, you can't tell that they're filled in with a pink eyeshadow, but they certainly are. And I learned that from Jessica Lee here on YouTube. She was using that shadow in one of her project pans, I think in like 2017, back in 2017, and she would use that shade to fill in her brows. And at first I'm like, okay, you might be able to get away with that, but I certainly cannot. I have pretty dark brows, darker than hers are. But I tried it today, and it really works. It works out well. So I have Nooner in my brows. So yeah, that's another way for me to use this palette. Although I will say I probably won't do it like that very often because I do have my Ulta Beauty brow tint that I want to use. So that's my priority when it comes to my brows. But sometimes I don't feel like using that because it's kind of a hassle. And hopefully for next update, I will have, I don't want to say pan because I know there's no way I'm going to hit pan on anything, but hopefully I will have a visible dip. That's my only goal. And you know what? I don't even think it's going to happen on Limit or Nooner. Those would be, because I do use those quite a bit, but I don't think it's going to happen. The shade that I use the most is definitely Strange, and so for next update, my goal is to have a visible dip. That's it, is just a visible dip. Yeah. Anyways, that was my update for Pan That Palette, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!